Hello, thank you for watching. If you could subscribe or leave a like or leave a comment, I'd appreciate it very much. Thank you very much for watching. So this is current project. Sorry I haven't filmed actually before this, so I've just been cutting everything up. But I did film using the sawzall on the two bits of ends there, so I'll put it now. So what this is actually going to be is, there's a, well, I didn't actually know it existed before now, but there was actually a chamber for some land drains, and all was covering it was two slabs of concrete, and you probably had to pry them apart when you wanted. But it had all been grown over grass, so we actually dropped a ash dieback disease tree on top of it. So yeah, we found that. But it was actually near a wet patch and it had blocked up, so we unblocked that. So ideal. We found a problem. So instead of just putting a couple of bits of concrete on it again, I looked up and you could get these concrete sort of caps, square ones. So I looked up first to see what was available, and there was actually a 3 foot by 2 foot, and it wasn't too expensive. But, well, you had a hole in it for a manhole, but it didn't come with one. So it turned out I needed a 4 foot by 3 foot to cover this hole. The next size up from a 2 by 3 or 3 by 2, whatever you say, was a 4 by 4. But the 4 by 4 is quite a bit more expensive. So I decided to make my own. So I got a measurement of a common manhole size, which is a 600 by 450. So I'm making myself a frame that size, and I'll make weld these bits of reinforcement on it. I've made the two sides, but I need to make little ones of ends just to join it all up into a square. So plan is I'll cast my own concrete rectangle cover, really. And for now, I'll make a 600 by 450 cap just to fit in there. But in the future, this is the actual common size. So if I go to scrapyard now and there's a cast iron 6 by 450 cover, I can just lift that out and drop it back in. So yeah, that's the plan anyway. To be honest, the cast iron ones are quite expensive by themselves, so I thought, make it future-proof it so I could just replace it again.
Oh my, what a mistake to make.
So that's the frame all welded up. I ran a tape measure from that corner to this corner and that corner to that corner to make sure it was all square. It was out a bit, so I tried the old trick of just tapping a corner on the floor, but it just sprung back. So I used a sash clamp from one corner over to bring it back into square. And I've tacked it up and fully welded it now. Might be a bit hard to see, but I'm halfway through the reinforcement here, so I've welded the two sides on. I just need to do the two ends now. So I tried this in place in the hole first. I don't have a picture of that right now, but after that I decided to strengthen the corners a bit with thicker bars. And I also added some rebar just in the middle of a mesh here, because I saw it quite coarsely. So that'll add quite a bit of strength to this long section of the side. So I added 4 bars to it each corner, because if you say drove over this and the tyre went right in the middle of this hole, you'd have all the strain of this frame, and that rebar, well, the meshing I used isn't that thick of stuff, so some nice thick pins now sticking outside. Those will be encased with concrete, and that'll strengthen all things really. So it turns out these are 90mm thick. I thought they were 3-inch, but so I've turned them away, the 40mm away. So 40 plus 50 equals 90, so it's nice and flat now. So I can just run a piece of wood across these, tamping it down after. So just made this little frame out of offcuts of these, and I've left this bit long because it's quite a nice piece of wood. And this piece as well is a bit longer as well. See there? So I thought best thing is to keep these as long as possible, so we're more useful again. So I can just run the screws out and, make it a bit wider if I need it. Yeah, that's it really. So the mould is ready. If you're interested what I use, so this set of screws were on sale with Screwfix like 3 years ago, and there's hundreds of screws in it, all different lengths. and where, you know, the bits of them they drill themselves. You can see there. I'm more old-fashioned with actual cutting itself, so yeah, that's it really. So I'm at it now, painting some releasing oil onto the wood. This is Mould releasing oil. It's definitely not some old tractor back end oil I'm using up, you know.
You call me anything you want, but don't call me that.
Here's my setup. So I didn't have a piece of plywood of the right size or a piece of tin or anything flat really. So I put it in the shed here, nice flat floor, and I've laid some feed bags, small ones underneath. They're a bit like grease-proof paper, so they should peel off afterwards. They were quite slick. So yeah, needs must really. So that's it, pretty much finished. So it'll be like this for a couple of days until it dries. Then I'll take the wood off it, and then it'll be about 10 days until I actually can lift it up. So it takes a bit of time to cure. So thank you for watching, and that's it from me for now then.